So my question is, if we can admit that she's masculine, why do we have so much of a hard time admitting that men can be somewhat feminine, even if they don't act feminine?
Well, you know what, Crystal? I'm glad you brought it up. It is a conversation. So we'll talk about that before we get to this next clip. All right. Because that is two things is true. And there's something going on right now in the NFL. So I'm going to let this play for a minute. I want to get y'all take on this. It's a couple things going on. We got this guy in the NFL. There's grown men out here painting their nails right now, painting their fingernails. And these are masculine men, quote unquote, right?
No, that's why I try to explain. That's very feminine.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, look, you got this guy here. He plays for Duke basketball. He just signed $1 million NIL deal. Yep. He says, sorry if he offends you guys, but these younger guys, they're in like college and stuff. They're painting their nails out here. So this is one. He's at Duke. And then we got this guy here who is Caleb Williams. He's a quarterback out of USC. He's about to be the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft. And number 1. So he's about to be the number 1 pick. He the alpha dog, right? He the quarterback. And listen, check this out.
It started, I'd say now 3 years ago. It was my last year of high school. My mom does nails. Just started off there, and she's done it for my whole life. So it's kind of always been around me, and then nobody else does it. I like to kind of do new things. I don't really care what people have to say about it.
So every week it changes?
Every week it changes.
Yeah. Oh, there's nothing wrong. I get manicures.
Yeah,
I've got to keep our hands fresh.
Gotta keep your hands fresh. This is where all the gold comes from.
I was gonna say this hand right here, this arm is gonna take you a lot of places. Yeah. So you gotta.
These young brothers, is this generational, Mr. Walker? What are we seeing?
Yeah. Yes,
these young guys painting their nails. I don't know.
He's embracing his femininity. He comes off so very.
No.
I think he's embracing his femininity, maybe to the max.
Here's the thing. God dang, it's so much here. I'm tell you how I feel about it. All right. Like I told you, shout out to my man Chaotic Truth. I understand it, and I acknowledge the fact that there is some form of direct and or indirect attack on masculinity nowadays. We see it in the media, it's very clear. Can't hide from it. So with that being said, I believe that it will behoove any solid heterosexual male to stand on a firm square and understand the issues that come with that. I don't care how big and bad you is. I don't care if you Mike Tyson. If you painting your nails, it's sending across a certain message. And considering the time and day we in with the issue with masculinity, it's not in men's best interest to carry on that way. These guys could do what they want. And I get it. I played college football. Some of those guys this is anecdotal, but those are anecdotal men. Some of the guys that were really good with women, they were act kind of weird sometimes, I swear. So you're like, I'm gonna paint my nails. I just knocked down 7 girls this week. And so it's like, it's weird. I've experienced it. I don't agree with it.
Prince was like that. Prince was a man.
It's more of an agenda. You look at this young guy in the NFL, that other kid here, he's one of the top guys going into the NBA draft. These are influencers. They gonna influence they can't influence me and Mr. Walker. This cannot influence us. This can influence our children, our nephews.
But I thought y'all said that they are a minor on that team. He's like one out of however many on the basketball team.
They're trying to normalize it. They're trying to put it on the forefront.
He's the head guy.
You see the other guy interviewing him like, yeah, that's cool. I get manicures all the time. There's nothing wrong with it.
He a top dog. That's how it works. The biggest, baddest guy, they're like, shoot, he doing it. Like I said, Mike Tyson doing it. Mother sucks will start doing it.
The origin? That young man just sat there and said, well, my mom do nails for a living. So
that part.
Probably a single parent mom. Y'all know how this go, man.
Yeah, but this is not an attack on masculinity by women. This is an attack on within y'all's ranks. These are your other men that are letting people question their sexuality. It ain't us women doing that. It's you men within this young generation that are crossing these boundaries and crossing all these X's and Y's. And
now, one second. Now, 1 second.
It ain't
I
females doing that.
wasn't even gonna bring women. I wasn't even gonna go that. But since you're gonna go that route, let's get into it. Now, are you saying? Let's get. I've made this point. You saying that women don't have anything to do with pushing this agenda? Crystal, with all due respect, you just came here and gave a shout out to that community.
No, I said a lack. No, no. What I'm saying is, I'm not giving a shout out to anybody. But what I'm saying is
You
that
did. You just gave a shout. I'm saying, Heathen Queen just said that women ain't got nothing to do with this, and I say otherwise because Bonquisha love her a rainbow dude. She loves them. They're her best friend.
The thing is, I do believe there's agenda on Black masculinity. I do believe there are two things happening at the same time. There's an attack on Black masculinity, and there's a lack of fathers in the home showing these boys what they should and should not be engaging in.
Yes, ma'am.
Because as you said, you can tell that he was raised by a single mother. And what I'm saying is that I give his mom her credit. She got him to where he is now, and he's very successful. So I'm going to give a mother her flowers. But I think where she lacked is, like conversations of your son is not supposed to be in the beauty shop with you when you're getting your hair done. And I mean, a lot of people think like he should be outside, doing something else. So I think the lines are getting blurred. It's an agenda. But you also have your Princes, you have your Michael Jacksons, you have your pretty boys who do a lot every era. Dennis Rodman did it back in the day. So this is nothing new. It's just being publicized. So you have to make sure that as a man, you're in your son's life so that you can tell him what is masculine and what is feminine.
Now, shout out to Prince, man. Now, with a guy like Prince, I like using Prince as an example because Prince was a small little, what's the term? Where you can't really tell what they are, Crystal. You know what I'm talking about.
Androgynous.
There you go. That word. Like, so somebody like Prince, the great artist, the legend that is Prince, how will we expect that small little, with all due respect to the legend, that petite man to behave? He can't come up acting like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He got to be himself. Like, he a little mother sucker.
And that's not the same where we talk about this guy here who is set to be an NFL quarterback. And this guy, these are not entertainers. And I see you mentioned the name Dennis Rodman, but Dennis Rodman was ostracized. He was humiliated for doing what he did. So that was never normalized and pushed. That was ostracized. This stuff is being accepted and pushed to young men.
Yeah. I'm not agreeing with any agendas. I don't agree with agendas. Like, let people be who they are going to be. Stop pushing things. Let what is natural be naturally shown. The truth will always be exposed, but overall, like, let people decide their fate. I don't like propaganda and agendas, but the land we live in is known for propaganda. So it's always an agenda. But I think we just have to take personal responsibility to not be sucked into the agenda as much as you can. But I think with that, I don't know. It's difficult.
I just think you have to, if you think there's an attack on masculinity, I think you need to look at the generation that is coming behind us. They don't think of themselves as just men and women. They think of themselves as fluid. They got all these alphabet letters for this, that, and the third.
Yes, ma'am.
Men are being dragged into the middle of that, wearing dresses, wearing makeup, wearing weaves. I swear to God, I saw the first time I saw a man wear a weave was my cousin. He was a man with a weave, and I must have been 18 when I saw him with a weave. And back then, and I was like, hell.
Can I say something? I do have a bias to the LGBTQ plus community, so I do believe in self-expression, and I will be lying, but I do agree with you all as far as the agenda being pushed. But I also am very, be who you are. If you are gay, don't be in the closet. If you are gay, be who you are and let that be known. But also don't taint these. And I'm saying taint loosely, but don't use propaganda in any way. I don't even like how they put so much sex on TV.
There you go.
I think that's not normal, so it's just a lot that needs to be fixed.
And that's this guy here. He's at the game. Let this play.
Imagine being a Bears fan watching their future QB pink wallet.
So that's him. He always got his nails painted, and there's another video here And they're questioning. They're about to spend millions of dollars taking this guy as the #1 pick. Let me see.
I said Dick Buckus would roll in his grave,
man,
or he let him be his quarterback.
Yeah. There's an agenda. There really is, and that's
now. What are his stats? Is he like really killing it? Like, is this dude?
Yeah, he's good. So he's about to be the #1 overall pick in the NFL draft.
That's what I'm saying. So maybe it's that he's so good he can't help it that he got this extra stuff going on.
Yeah, but you about to be in this locker room around men that they're not going to accept that stuff. So you're in college. And he went to USC. He out in Los Angeles. That's where he went to college. It's an alternative. You get in this locker room around some of these men, and that's not going to fly.
He ended up at Pittsburgh or Philly. It's over.
And you wonder why. And so he get in the NFL, his career don't turn out great because he can't focus on the field because he live in an alternative lifestyle somewhere.
And like, here's the thing, like Crystal said, and that's why I told he and the Queen, don't try to change nobody. People need to be who they are. That's a fact. But this here, we can't. That's an agenda.
And he got his nails painted with a pink phone case.
He like pink. He like pink. Ain't this about nothing?
No, it ain't. Cameron like pink too. Cameron like pink too, but he never had no purse.
The center of controversy after a photo surfaced showing him with painted nails and a pink phone. The image reignited debate among critics who questioned whether Williams' choice of expression could affect his potential success as a professional athlete. Critics took to social media to voice their concerns, citing traditional notions of masculinity and raising doubts about Williams' ability to lead an NFL locker room. However, sports columnist Rick Riley was quick to challenge these criticisms, pointing out that Williams has a history of using nail polish as a form of self-expression, dating back to his college football days. Despite the scrutiny, Williams continues to decorate.
It's a lot behind it. Guys painting his nails. They're trying to dress this femininity up with a dress of masculinity, right?
I don't like this either, Gavin, because it's like we're taking femininity and masculinity and we're looking at it just from like this very
but we can't start blurring all the lines about what men and women should do.
Right. I do agree with that.
And they're gonna be wearing dresses and high heels. We'll never be able to, they'll keep moving the goal line. So we just gotta call it right now.
This is why I say we're stuck on masculinity being under attack, because they came up with a term, my understanding as of last year, called toxic masculinity. And toxic masculinity was people describing masculine as being too much masculine. You too masculine. How is that part? Can you be too feminine?
I think you could be too feminine and be a dodo bird. Yes, you can. You could be too feminine and just go whatever and say whatever until you
how can femininity is powerful? How can
femininity is powerful, but also without some type of balance of masculinity, you won't do the action steps you need to do to really understand yourself. People who go too feminine, which is beautiful, I'm not saying that it's not a soft thing, but too much femininity is also very slick, very agenda ridden, very sly. It's where it's just all water and intuitive. It's no masculinity. It's not. It's not my opinion. Therapists say this. Everybody, there's a balance that you have to have, but yes, I've seen people who are super feminine that make horrible decisions as well.
Who's super feminine? Okay, but who's a celebrity super feminine person?
I'm gonna bring celebrities into this, but
that's what I'm saying, because I don't know what a super feminine person.
That's a good question. Somebody that we all may recognize.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know who that is.
It's so personal. I feel like
you're about like Fran Drescher. Is that too old?
Maybe Marilyn Monroe.
Monroe, right? The how they try to put her into just this one way, and it drove her crazy because
talk about that. Sexuality is not femininity. Marilyn Monroe was a beloved 304 of the world.
She led with her sexuality, but she was making what she was making based off being so feminine.
But she was very feminine.
Sexual, all sexual. She talked all sexual.
But that's very feminine, though.
It's very feminine to something. That seductress siren energy is real. People will be on the fucking lake. I mean, not lake. Lake too. It's depending on where you're at.
The context that we're speaking about is outside of the bedroom. So a lot of people could be a lot of things. Shout out to Arab Shorty was up here the other week. She said Zoe Poppy is a whole gentleman when he in the damn bedroom. We talking about people outside of the bedroom.
Right. And so women should only submit in the bedroom.
Right.
Only submit in the bedroom.
Hey, what are you talking about? Hey, Crystal.
Is this camera on me? Yes, it's on. That's stupid. Use your common sense.
Because anything outside of that is a compromise. We are adults in this mode. We can have a conversation. We're not doing no silent treatment. We can talk and discuss anything, and you can be right 80% of the time. I'm cool with that. I don't always have to be right, but at the same time, it has to also make sense. And I think as wives, you are somewhat of a guide. Shout out to the Gap Band, who was very woke. He said, I want you to be my lover and my guy. Oh, baby. Y'all ain't never listened to that. Oh, shit.
He said lover. He said want to be a lover and what?
Be my lover, my friend, and my guide. It was in Yearning for Your Love.
Yeah. Okay, I know that song. Okay. But
yeah, you gotta listen. It's like
So here's the thing. So my girl Crystal love bringing up this lovey-dovey stuff, and I'm for it. I love it. That's my marriage. However, I understand you got to work for that. Today's modern folks, they don't want that. They don't want to work to the point where they done went through 15, 20 years of working together. Then they get to their going years and they live in more of a life of luxury and leisure. They don't want to work to that. They call that struggle love nowadays.
You don't want to know. To me, I agree with that. Yes. A big part of it is these people don't want to make the harder decision a lot of the time. They want to stay in this ease of just doing something that's making your life uncomfortable, but you're comfortable in it. And so it's this sick cycle of not, like you said, waking up. It's just unfortunate that people continue to make bad decision after bad decision, looking for a sign from God.
Mm-hmm. These women today's women and men ain't never gonna find no Gap Band, Earth, Wind, and Fire kind of love trying to meet each other at the finish line. Boom, these women up pretending I make 180K, you gotta make 180K. That's extremely transactional. They listening to
now. Okay, I got a question. Now, question about that for real, because I feel like that I would never get on a dating show and say I'm only dating a guy making, we'll just say $20,000 a year, whatever. It doesn't matter the amount. My thing is, I also believe that you have to know your lifestyle and what you qualify for and what you don't qualify for. And you'll know because it'll be in your face, or when you try to get around it, it will be there. Right. So, I think that's a big part of it too. But it's certain things that I know will not work for me. A very young man, like I can never date a guy if I was single, younger than me. Some guys would, argue with me and say, oh, it doesn't matter, but that's just a preference. So I don't know.
You have to ask for what you want. You have to ask for what you want. You may be lucky enough to get it. If I was still in the dating field like I would be now, I would not be comfortable with somebody who didn't make what I made or came close to what I made.
There you go.
I just wouldn't be able to date a man that made 30,000 and I make over 150,000. That just wouldn't feed. That wouldn't.
Granted, you know what? You just got to go get that dog.
So I'm just saying, you have to ask for what you want. Why is it unreasonable? Why is it unreasonable for a woman to be making 180K and find a man who makes 180K?
Because she ain't getting those results.
You're doing the same job. You're doing the same job.
It depends on what she look like. Do she got any kids? She don't just get that because you make 180K.
I'm not saying get that. I'm saying you can ask for what you want, and you're gonna get what you want to get. What's going on?
I want a Ferrari.
Is this camera on me? Yes, it's on. That's stupid. Use your common sense.
You can be.
I want a Ferrari.
No, I'm saying you can be a six-figure man, but you don't deserve a female that's 5'2" and is 120 pounds and look like Marilyn Monroe. You can be. It doesn't matter what you say you deserve. It matters what comes along to you and what
There
comes
you go.
away.
That's the fact.
So you ask for what you want. You ask for what you want. It could be a delusional as we want it to be.
And the stats show a woman with 4 kids that make $100K does not get the man that she wants. That's what
normally she doesn't get the man that she wants.
Yeah.
Normally she doesn't. But that doesn't mean she doesn't want to ask for it. That doesn't mean
we ain't saying nothing about that. We're not challenging that, Heathen Queen. All right. Shout out to August More Music. Says we can't save them all. We can't save them all, Heathen Queen. That's okay. She can ask for a billion, kajillion dollars. That's fine. All right.
Oh, and real quick, Heathen Queen is Generation X. I said we were all millennials, but Heathen Queen is Generation X. So shout out to Generation X.
I'm not in the boomer. I'm younger than the boomer.
Yep, you're Generation X, right after boomers.
Yeah.
Okay. And shout out to everybody judges. Says, is femininity nail painting or character related?
Both, I think. I don't see that's the
depending on your character, you wouldn't allow yourself to do such a thing.
What if we found out that our ancestors painted their nails before they went to war?
Whenever we get back to going to wars and stuff and fighting with hand tools, then we can cross that bridge.
So why is it okay for a man to get his nails painted? Why is it okay for a man to get clear nail polish but not red nail polish?
We're not going down this rabbit hole, man.
I ain't say none of that. You said
I don't get nothing. I'm a man. I work on cars and houses. I don't know about it. All right. You keep them clean, but you keep them clean. All that good stuff.
Manicures, that's right. When men get manicures, they get clear nail polish. What's wrong with that?
That's not true. That's not true. You ain't got to get clear nail polish. You ain't got to. And nah, you ain't got to do that.
You can't call this man because he wants some clear nail polish.
No, you can't. I'm saying you don't. I think even what's his name? Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac talked about getting clear, but and Bernie Mac is the man. But there you go. And that was the point I was trying to make with us saying these athletes, they that dude, so they can get away with certain things. Bernie Mac, when nobody questioned Bernie Mac's masculinity or his manhood, and he could get away with it. But it was clear. It wasn't color. None of it was color.
Like you said, ain't opposed to it, to each his own. We started, like I said, it's a rabbit hole. Shout out to Devil Star or Death Star. Says women like men with manicures. It's like the hoodoo with earrings on, with earrings on early on. Okay, he says, but ain't no damn way I'm rocking painted nails.
I don't think.
Even with that, I ain't got no piercing.
No, it's unattractive. I don't like painted nails. I couldn't if I was single. I couldn't date a guy.
Old school. Ain't got no painted nails, no piercings. No, just how I grew up. Like said.
What about a nose ring like Tupac?
None of that.
No, I don't like it either. I'm just asking because some people have nose rings.
He says our men are now rocking nail polish and dresses, even where they're normally masculine, like sports and rap. He says, and now our women are taught she don't need a man for nothing. This is the agenda to keep us from making families. That part.
I believe so. Yes, divided we fall, baby. Shit.
You got to fight against that rhetoric. You have to fight against all of those stereotypes, all those things that are being said. I don't even take them.
I agree. Fight against all the stereotypes. How do you fight against? We got to get specific. How do you fight against the stereotypes? Stop doing Nug Nug and Bonquisha stuff. Who begins? Bonquisha by keeping her legs closed. There's the solution. Good night.
Yeah, but I don't.
You just tried to slide it. No, because this what pissed me off. Bonquisha's software is so tainted. She doesn't have the qualities that she needs to close her legs either. It's like trying to rip a mouse out of a cat's mouth.
So listen, men, the Nug Nugs feel like they can go up in any woman without a condom.
Yes,
that's problem too.
Yes, that's why
He's the queen. You spend a lot of time talking about Nug Nug as if we don't hold him accountable.
Yeah, and he has the same software,
right? And that's
the same software as
what we're saying is they got the same software. Like we're giving Nug Nug a pass to say, "Oh, they're just Nug Nug." You know him.
No, we not.
And it's like, no, we just like she's. Yes, it is bad because as women, you definitely shouldn't be carrying yourself like that.
Right.
But I think we miss the mark when we don't correct both ends and then move forward. And I think just saying Nug Nug is doomed, I don't. Bonquisha got to get together, or both of them doomed. But I think one shouldn't be more highlighted.
Nug Nug is doomed. He an unresourceful, pitiful man. He doomed.
That part.